All right, so this video today is taking quite a lot of willpower to create because I didn't get much sleep last night, but I've got an awesome story for you today. And the concept I'm going to share with you will change your life forever, not just your business, your life, your relationship with women. And it's going to give you a new level of confidence, which will help you attract not just your own tribe, but the money that follows that. This is important information that's not well known at all. So anyway, let's get into it. 3 years ago, I built a cult. Yep, a cult. I'm not fucking with you. A cult. A digital community, and it exploded to 4,000 members in no time at all. 4 months. We had 4,000 members in 4 months. Free Discord server, and the culture that we built was so strong. And there was the community that I was leading. The community that we'd built was so strong that people would just wake up and they would spend like 8 hours a day straight in there, in the Discord server. And that created this vibe. That was just unrivaled. It was like a family in there. People would say good morning. Before, most people, when they wake up, will go for a piss. These people were waking up and writing good morning. And before they went to bed, most people would kiss their girlfriend goodnight, or maybe watch a movie, read a book. These guys would say goodnight. They were just always there. They lived and breathed this thing that I had built. Well, it was a team effort, but I was really leading the community, right? And we made, 250K we made from that community. It's a lot of money. But here's the thing. Despite everything going incredibly well, despite the culture just really indoctrinating these people and giving them somewhere that a lot of these people said that this community changed their life. This was the best thing that's happened to them. And then it all went to hell. We got robbed 90K. Someone on the inside took the money. Someone that we trusted. And we got completely blindsided, and we tried to salvage things, but the business side of things kind of collapsed because we tried to save face, we tried to save the project, and we just kind of ran it into the ground in terms of the finances. It was just a car crash. Bad decision making. But it was the first time me and the other guys who built this had ever really handled that much money. So, an expensive mistake, right? But here's the thing. That community is still going today. That community still exists. That community is stronger than ever today. Despite the fact that me as the head of the community, I had to step away. I was like, this is literally bankrupting me. I was going broke, staying in charge of this thing. And I didn't believe in it anymore in terms of the direction that we had been trying to take it in. It basically became an impossible task. We were fighting against the market as well. The market was crashing, to be quite honest. So that community is still going, which tells you one thing. That community is a real community, because real communities outlive the founders. They outlive the original pioneers of any movement. That's what I want to talk about today. Like I said, today I'm not going to be it's not going to be loads of cut here, like super sharp. It's just going to be raw. This is just a raw take. So I'm just going to try and share with you, and I will give you something at the end that you can go and take away here, don't worry. So everyone's trying to build a community right now. You've got school groups coming out your ass, coming out your ears. You've got circle groups. You have, what else do you got? You got Discord still about. And you've got all these people trying to build communities. I'm on Substack now. You can kind of build sort of a community on Substack. And then of course social media. Everyone's trying to build a community. But let me ask you this honestly. Why do 99% of communities fall flat on their ass, on their face? Why do people ghost after 2 weeks? Why do people, the retention rate just isn't there? Why do people disappear from communities? Honest question. And if you are someone that's tried to launch a community, someone that's tried to build a community, you might be someone that's been a part of a community. You've seen this for yourself. You know exactly what I'm talking about. It's hard to get a community working. But why? I'm about to tell you why. Because a community is not built on content. It is not built on value even. It's built through a transfer of conviction. Let me say that again. A community is not built on content. It is not built on value. It is built through the transfer of conviction. And that happens only when there's one thing present. One thing present. Do you know what it is? It's a magnetic character at the center of it all. Jay Abram, one of the greatest marketers of all time, he was right when he said that people are silently begging to be led. Everyone is just waiting for someone to go first. And I was speaking about this in my private group yesterday, about how people that go first, who tells them what to do? Who told them to do the thing? I'm not going to answer that question for you. Where did Moses get the idea? Where did Martin Luther King get the idea? Just reeling off some people that have started some of the most successful communities in the world. Where did Steve Jobs get the idea to build and lead people somewhere? I want you to answer that for yourself right now, because that will give a clue as to what a leader does, why a leader goes first. Okay, enough drama. The real question as well, though, is are you that person? Are you that person, or are you just another wannabe trying to hack your way to influence? You can't hack your way there, trust me. Good fucking luck. So I'm just referring to some notes here, because now I'm going to start getting into the business end of this video, where I'm going to start actually revealing to you what it takes to build a top 1% community. What it takes to build a movement. So here's where most creators go wrong. They think it's about more content. They think it's about fancier systems. They think it's about flashy aesthetics. But listen, none of that matters if you're not willing, or if you're not living what you preach. Plain and simple. If you're not energetically grounded, if you don't have a belief system worth following, people are just going to go and find someone that does have that. And if you're trying to be liked instead of leading, remember this. People don't follow information. People don't even follow trends. They don't even follow religions. People follow characters. People follow characters. People don't follow information, they follow characters. Think about your favorite film. You follow the character's journey. Think about music artists that you follow. Kanye West, you follow Kanye West. He's a character. He's got multiple different versions of himself. Most, or really what's going on is that they're following their energy. They're following their energy, they're following their conviction, they're following in their footsteps. So before you even think about building something online, you need to make this shift. You need to make the shift ASAP. You don't need to be louder, you need to be clearer. You don't need better content, you need deeper conviction. You don't need new hacks, you need higher standards. What you really need is to become a magnetic character. The person that can get people together, attracts people in to their cause around a unified message, a cause, a future-based cause, and uses charisma, magnetism, communication, human nature, to rally these people to a cause and to get them to move. That's a gift. But it can be trained. I don't think everyone's born to be a leader. I think if you're listening to this right now, maybe you were born to be a leader, but who I'm trying to talk to right now, for some reason I'm getting emotional. Who I'm trying to talk to right now, you can see my eyes are going red. Who I'm trying to talk to right now are the people that feel the call but haven't stepped up. People that have always liked the idea of leading, deep down, but they've never felt worthy. And then of course those people that are trying to lead but are struggling. Chances are you're either magnetic already and you're not aware of it. So what I'm about to share with you is going to make you aware of the things that you need to do to become magnetic, which you're probably already doing. But then there's some of you that, quite frankly, you need some pointers. You need some mindset shifts. You need some actionable takeaways, which I'm about to give to you, because I created a 7-step process. The magnetic character. How to become a magnetic leader in 7 steps. I should have really said how to build a cult in 7 steps, because the most important thing is you as the leader. But let's do this, shall we? I'm going to be referring to notes, so bear with me. So, step 1, energy mastery. The gurus tell you to post more, comment more, do more volume. These are just mechanical things. They don't solve the deeper problem. And the deeper problem is this: your frequency is too low. Your frequency is too low, bruv. And I'm about to explain what's going on here. So people feel your energy. Women sense your energy immediately. Men feel your power. It's because really at the end of the day, you attract who you are. Not on the surface, but underneath. Who you are at your core. That is what's doing the attraction. You can have a bad day and still be one of the most attractive people on earth. Why? Because at your core, the bad day is just surface level shit. At your core, you're a fucking animal. You're a natural, high integrity, high energy person. So here's how to raise your frequency. I've even come prepared, guys, with actual things that you can go and do to raise your energy. Number 1, heal your shame. Forgive yourself, your mistakes, your childhood traumas. Radical forgiveness is the motto. As soon as you start letting go of shame, your energy will skyrocket, because shame is a low frequency state to be stuck in. 2, manage your vices. So choose your addictions or they'll choose you. I found that sex and alcohol are the most destructive. If you are smart and you pair you need 2. So 2 at all times. So if you're smart, you'll choose 2 that you can stay on top of, that maybe even have benefits. Like, I'm not saying that the best thing in the world is to be constantly overstimulated, but like if you pair nicotine and caffeine, you're probably going to get a lot of work done. But if you pair alcohol and women, you're not going to be that productive. So choose them wisely and manage them accordingly. Here's a third way. Radical honesty. So in a world of fake crap, live from uncompromising integrity. Be who you are. You'll immediately rise above 97% of people. Radical honesty. 4, align your purpose. Stop doing work you hate because it pays. It's not good enough. Real freedom comes when you say no to money and yes to your purpose. Real freedom comes when you say no to money and yes to your purpose. Remember that phrase. 5, God and prayer. So most will bulk at this, but I've embraced my faith lately. You guys might have heard about it on videos, you might be reading my newsletter, I don't know. But I've committed to daily prayer, and my energy has never been higher because I have so much more conviction. I know there's a purpose for me, and I know that God is with me. So, hey. So here's a rule that changed my life. Like this, you've got a few actionable ways or a few mindset shifts there to raise your energy, but here's just a straight up rule. This changed my life. Faced with any decision, I always ask, does this give me energy or take it away? You always want to follow the path that gives you the most energy and ruthlessly eliminate everything else. Because if you only do what gives you energy and eliminate the rest, you're now only doing things which are raising your frequency, raising your energy. It's like what you focus on expands. So focus on the things that give you energy and you will multiply your energy. Such a simple framework. Like think about it. You don't need to do all this biohacking shit. All you need to do is just do the things that give you energy and eliminate anything that's taking it away. Simple. Like this video's giving me energy. I was tired as fuck at the beginning of this video. Now I'm fucking pumped. All right, step 2, masculine frame. So when you develop stronger energy, this will automatically fall into place, this part, the masculine frame. But there are a few mindset shifts that you can make here. And this separates real leaders, real alphas, from complete simp, gimpy losers, basically. And here's the frame you need to embody. So a powerful man is one who's willing to walk away from relationships, from business deals, from things that aren't working. And in any area of life, whoever needs it less wins. Whoever's the less needy. Neediness is a disease. Neediness will destroy you, destroy everything in your life. And it will make you so unmagnetic, you'll start repelling people. You know those needy guys that are always chasing women around and wondering why they can't get a girlfriend? Bruv, you're too needy. Fix it. Be willing to walk away, basically. A few examples would be like, if your girlfriend is disrespecting you, okay, sweetheart, you want to act like that? There's the door. If a deal isn't going your way, you know what? I think you need this more than me. I'm happy to walk. If you lost money on an investment, you say, you win some, you lose some, I'll make it back. The key is maintaining an abundance mindset in every situation. Remember that you are a powerful creator. Anything in your life can be replaced because you learn, or this is a shift I want you to make with this point. You have to always create from a place of overflow. You're always overflowing. You give tips at the restaurant because you've got plenty. You give your last money, you spend your last money on a mentorship because you'll make it back. You will break up with that girl because you can get another one and she's not the right girl for you. So you've got to come from a place of abundance, always. And really, and not scarcity. By the way, scarcity is the enemy here. It's the enemy of the frame. Scarcity is the enemy of masculine frame. So you need to know when to walk away from the table and realize that there's always another better situation right around the corner. All right, step 3, accountability. So Naval said, branding requires accountability. Actually, the quote, I don't actually have it here. Why not? I don't know. But Naval basically said, paraphrasing him here, branding requires accountability. Taking risks in public under your own name, being willing to fail in public. So the weak man blames circumstances. The magnetic man owns his reality. So here's the truth. Every excuse you make bleeds energy. Every time you point the finger outward, you give your power away. And we want to keep our power. So if your bank account, if you have a broke bank account, it's your fault. Your relationships are failing, it's your fault. Your lack of success, it's all your fault. This isn't about shame, this is about power here. This is about power. And when you own everything, you can control everything. You take back your power. Okay, I'll take responsibility for that. Okay, that's my fault. Okay, I'm a bit out of shape, it's my fault. Oh, my girlfriend cheated on me, it's my fault. All of a sudden now, like you've taken the power back, like you can now, you're now gaining control over your situation. And that means you're gaining control over your environment by taking accountability. But what I'm really talking about here is accountability is being willing to take risk and put things on the line. That's what real accountability is in my book. Because if, for example, you say, I'm going to lose 10 kilograms, and you just say that to yourself, you're probably not going to do it. But if you put it on social media, hey, I'm going to lose 10 kilos in the next 6 weeks, that's a lot of weight. But still, whatever. If you put it out there and you hold yourself accountable by publicly announcing it, bro, you're gonna lose that weight, because now you're letting down, now your reputation's on the line. So you've got to be willing to basically risk your reputation by taking on more accountability, more responsibility. Public ownership as well. Like if you mess up, just say I was wrong. Sorry, here's how I'm going to fix it. Publicly tell people how you're going to solve situations. But the bottom line here is to stop making excuses and start becoming dangerous. Because a man who owns his reality can change his reality. And that means if you take a little bit more initiative and take more responsibility, like your success is your responsibility. So if you need to take risk in public and you need to put yourself out there, you need to do that. That was a bit of a mixed message there. I'm a bit upset with how, if I had to make it about, I'm a bit upset with how I communicate that. If I had to just summarize it in one point, it would be take on more responsibility. That would be it. Take on more responsibility for everything. That is really what I was trying to say there. This is the thing. When I riff a little bit, it's a little bit more raw. I do have notes, but I'm riffing. Step 4, the black sheep advantage. So most people try to fit in to be valuable, which is ironic because fitting in just makes you completely invisible. The difference is that, your differences, I'm refusing to read these notes. I don't know why, I'm just refusing. I just got it in for them today, but it'll make my life a lot easier. It said, your differences, the things that make you the black sheep, are actually your greatest assets. So here's the truth. You can't be magnetic without being polarizing. Vanilla doesn't inspire. I like vanilla ice cream, but I like it more when it's on a chocolate brownie. So there you go. Safe doesn't move people. Trying to please everyone means you influence no one. So the magnetic character has the courage to be disliked. They understand that authentic polarization is better than fake acceptance. So when you stand for something, you automatically stand against someone else. This pisses people off. This has pissed a lot of people off in my life. But I'll tell you something now. This is when you start to really gain traction, because now you're pissing people off. So people are talking about you. Oh, he said this. Oh, he doesn't agree with me on this. Blah, 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 blah. Bullshit, bullshit, bullshit. But then the people that do back you are like, finally said it. Someone finally said the thing that I believe in. Someone's taken a stand for me. So the people who resonate with you will literally follow you to the ends of the earth. Believe me. So stop trying to be liked by everyone. Start being loved by the right people. Have the courage to be disliked. Step 5. This is a big one. Prize positioning. So people aren't just following someone, they're chasing them. And we chase things we perceive as valuable. So there was a really good quote from the Bible, Matthew 4:20. And Jesus is walking along the Sea of Galilee, and he sees 2 men fishing. And he basically turns around to them and says, hey guys, follow me and I will teach you how to fish for people. And this is the quote. At once they left their nets and followed him. At once, immediately. They started chasing him. They're like, I like what that guy's saying. They're chasing him. Jesus was chased by everyone. He was chased by his enemies. He was chased by his disciples. He was chased by the crowds. They all wanted a piece of him. Magnetic as fuck Jesus was. I'm telling you now. So here's why people will perceive you as valuable. Here's a few things. You have knowledge they don't have. You know stuff they don't know. You have energy that makes them feel good. Mastery of a skill they want. Respect or admiration. Success they desire. Or a revolutionary cause that they believe in. For example, Jesus Christ. Best example, rebelling against the old way of doing things. Basically Judaism, and created Christianity. Che Guevara in Cuba. Lenin in communist Russia. These guys led revolutions. I think it was Robespierre, who led the French Revolution. People will back you if you're fighting against the system. So the best have mastered all of these, in my opinion, but being exceptional in just one is enough to get people to chase you. So they're positioned as the prize. This requires radical self-belief and becoming the best possible version of yourself. So just work on that. Just self-improvement's the answer, guys. Sorry, I just ruined the whole thing. I've just spoiled everything, the secret's out. People will follow you if you do that, trust me. You become very magnetic if you start self-improving. That's what this whole thing's basically about. Step 6, masterful storytelling. All right, so the magnetic character is a storyteller because stories bind people to you emotionally. No story, no followers. Steve Jobs famously said, the most powerful person in the world is the storyteller. Do you know who else told stories and created a massive mass movement? He spoke in parables. Yeah, that guy, Jesus. You can literally, everything you need to learn about being a magnetic character, just go and see how that guy did it. But anyway, you with me today? So today I'm going to show you how I do it. A lot of it's inspired by the greats, the GOATs. So stories really serve 3 functions. 1, they're a sense-making mechanism. So even complex information becomes simple in a story. This is how Disney pissed me off a bit, but this is how they teach profound wisdom to children. Step 2, or the second way, sorry, not step 2. The second function is they hold attention. So comedians are actually master storytellers. They keep audiences gripped for hours with stories building up to punchlines. And the third function is stories sell. Jesus spoke in parables. He buried new ideas and belief shifts. He buried ideas, powerful ideas inside the stories. So when you shift beliefs through story, people act. This is how Jesus got people to change their minds, through stories. If I want someone to believe something new, I will use a story because it puts it into a format where people are willing to adopt your idea. If I said to you, hey guys, you should become better storytellers, you'd be like, But if I told you Jesus used stories, immediately this is a story in itself. Like, it's a micro story. I'm not going into depth, but like Sermon on the Mount in the Bible, Jesus was sat on a mount just telling people stories, and they were going, this all makes sense now. Because if he just sat there and just said, here's all my rules for living, like people would be like, shut up. So people want to be entertained. They want to be on the edge of their seat. So if you master storytelling, you'll have people eating out the palm of your hand, adopting your ideas, coming to you with open wallets. So don't teach anything, just transmit the message through a story. Whenever I tell stories, the more stories I tell, the more clients I get. The more my community grows. Started this off with a story, didn't I? See? Here's the thing, I'm gonna make you aware of what I'm doing. That's what I wanna start doing. I wanna start breaking the fourth wall. Because everyone's getting smarter, so there's no point me telling you a story at the beginning. And then essentially you guys, like me telling you the things, and then you, I'm just gonna be transparent. I told you a story at the beginning so you would listen. And I bet you did. If you're still watching this video, this is a long video, I bet you did. So, yeah, here's the thing as well. Here's the final step. Step 7 of becoming a magnetic character. How to build cults, basically, by becoming a magnetic character. So, leaders don't have the most followers. They simply have the balls to go first. They take massive risk in public. So, for example, Moses demanded that Pharaoh let his people go. He went first. He went up to him first and demanded it. Elon said, we're going to Mars. Who else has said that? Trump put his, except for maybe Total Recall, but that's a fictional film. Trump put his name on buildings. Steve Jobs put a computer in a phone. JFK said we're going to the moon. Martin Luther King, I had a dream. They went first. So like these men, love these men or hate them, they led generations and created legacies the world has barely ever seen. So you have to be willing to go first. You have to be willing to go first. Where no man has gone before, that's exactly where you want to go. Got to be a loose cannon. So stop for a minute. Think. What do you want that currently isn't happening in the world? I want you to actually close your eyes. I want you to visualize it happening right now. It's hard. But the clearer that vision is, the better. You got to think as well, do you really want that? Do I have the balls to go for this? And like I said, the clearer this vision is, the faster you're heading somewhere no one has ever gone. Then what I want you to do is think bigger than you're already thinking, and then act. Take action, and people will follow. All right, listen up. So if you're trying to build a community or a movement or just a business with real impact and you're not focused on becoming magnetic, you're literally building a house on the sand. You'll get some clicks, maybe you'll get some cash, but you won't lead, you won't transform lives, and you certainly won't leave a mark. And worst of all, you'll burn out wondering why no one stuck around. So I encourage you, please, please, please stop chasing followers and start attracting disciples. Because the difference is followers consume your content. Disciples become your content. They spread your message. They propagate your philosophy. They defend your vision. They pay you gladly because they believe in what you're building. And then if you ever disappear, they carry on the work for you, just like Christianity, just like Islam, just like Judaism. The founders of these religions died a long time ago, but they were founded by magnetic characters, and that legacy is what really lives on. So that's the power of the magnetic character. 7 steps to become more magnetic. That's what separates the leaders from the wannabes. So guys, if any of this resonated with you, and if you're ready to stop being invisible and start being magnetic, here's what I want you to do right now. First of all, subscribe to this channel and hit that bell, because I'm sharing the blueprint for magnetic leadership every single week. Magnetism is a big thing that people don't understand. It sounds woo-woo. I'm going to break it down into simple terms. Secondly, comment below and tell me which of these 7 steps you're going to implement first. I do read every comment and I reply to the ones that are useful, or at least as many as I can. And then third, there is a link down below if you want to take this a step further, to join my newsletter. Every video that I share, the original ideas came from the newsletter and I wrote them down. A lot of the notes that I've been reading off today, they came from my newsletter first, a week before. So if you want to be the first people to get these ideas, go to the link below. It's called The Search. Why is it called The Search? Because I believe we're searching for the kingdom of heaven. And so the newsletter acts as a active vehicle to reach the kingdom of heaven. Now, I'm not saying I'm building heaven on earth. That would be blasphemy. What I'm doing is I'm building my own kingdom, filled with truth, filled with a controversial, contrarian truth that society tries to steer you away from because they want you weak, they want you soft, they want you submissive. So the people who are really going to vibe with this most are going to be men that want to lead. But at the same time, women as well, if you want to step up. And really, why become a magnetic character? Like, impact's cool, but It's the key to growing your business. That's how we made 250K in 4 months. Magnetic leadership. Who are the richest men in the world? They're leaders. Who are the most powerful men in the world? They're leaders. This is important. This translates directly into money. This translates directly into impact. This translates directly into influence. John C. Maxwell famously said, leadership is influence, nothing more, nothing less. If you want to build your influence, you don't have to have thousands of followers. If you want to build disciples, Jesus did it with 12 disciples. If you want to learn how to become that person, subscribe to that newsletter. Like and subscribe, and I'll see you in the next one.